Short revision lesson, you're going to learn how writers explode moments through adding imagery. Imagery, or sensory language, is when we describe everything that the reader sees, hears, tastes, smells, or feels. The reason that imagery is also called sensory language is because it's when we describe the 5 senses. Imagery is going to really help you to improve your score for craft overall, but I want to focus specifically on the second bullet point. This is the level 3 or the meeting standard. Language, for example, sensory detail, so that's imagery, or figurative language gives the reader a vivid picture of the setting, the characters, and the events. Using imagery to explode moments throughout your narrative really creates these vivid pictures, these vivid images. It creates these moments the reader absolutely feels like they can picture every single detail, like they are there in the moment experiencing it. The great thing about this revision lesson is that it is also going to help you to improve your score for problem and conflict. I would love to see you use imagery at the beginning of your story to describe the setting, and then also to describe that inciting moment, that moment where the conflict starts. I want you to use imagery throughout your rising action to build excitement or suspense. And then you should use tons of imagery when you are writing your climax. Remember, it's your job in your climax to really slow down time to make it happen in slow motion. And the way that you're going to do that is through actually writing more, through actually describing more. And imagery is a great way to do that. So let's look at what this should look like. This is an example of a piece of writing about someone sitting at a lake. I remember my goal is to help the reader to experience the moment through describing everything the reader sees, hears, tastes, smells, or feels. I sit alone on the edge of the dock. My feet barely skimming the surface, right? I can feel that, of the warm water. A feeling of stillness feels the cool breeze that dances across my hair, right? You can feel the breeze dancing through your hair and neck. I pull my grandmother's quilt a little tighter and look across the lake. The trees and mountains are silhouetted by rich colors of the sky. I love how the colors blend together, white becoming yellow, becoming orange, becoming a hazy red. The last moments of the day reflected on the soft blue water. The lake in the early evening smells like barbecue, burnt coals and hamburgers. I can still see smoke coming from a fire pit a few cabins away, although the people have gone. I listen to the calming rhythm of the water lapping against the side of the dock. The boards creak, right? All of these things she can hear slightly with each wave. I can hear children playing in the distance, but they're too far away to watch. Instead, I watch the water moving lazily. It's been busy all day, and now it's quiet. It is still. So the writer in this piece of writing uses so much imagery to help you to really imagine this moment. It gives you such a vivid picture of everything she sees and hears and tastes and smells and feels. I want you to go and I want you to find these moments in your writing. Find moments where you can really explode the moment through adding imagery. You are going to have, I would love for you to have at least 1 or 2 chunks of your narrative that look like this, that are just like packed full of sensory language or imagery, packed full of everything the reader sees, hears, tastes, smells, or feels. But you're also, I would also love for you to have little moments of imagery throughout your piece, right? So for example, this is actually the text that you read in the revision paragraphing lesson. But the writer starts it with imagery. The shop is surprisingly spacious, right? We can picture the shop, though filled with many plants, vines crawl up the wooden support beams, many flowers blooming up and down the roots, pots full of wildflowers hang from the ceiling, adding a sweet aroma of the wooden smell. So as a reader, this moment, just adding this little moment, helps me to really imagine this flower shop. I now can picture it. I can smell it. It has a sweet smell, both of the flowers and the wood. So I would love for you now to go back and to find at least 1 or 2 spots, probably your climax, where you can really, really just pack them full of imagery. But then also find some spots throughout where you can add just a little paragraph of describing maybe just even 1 or 2 of the senses. Like here, the author describes what she sees and what she smells. Okay, get started.